Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody is having a great start to their weekend. Welcome welcome Deep, Raman, Harman. Good to see so many students in the class. That is fantastic. Everybody in this class, we are looking at IELTS Speaking Part 2, the cue card, the long part. A lot of students find this challenging, a lot of candidates, even those who have good English skills, because Part 2 is basically a 1 to 2 minute speech on a specific question set, and a lot of people are not used to doing this kind of a mini presentation. Welcome to Carolina, our chat moderator. Welcome more students coming in now, Anand Preet and our members. Amu, good to see you in the class. This cue card will be about selling an item, so an object that you have sold. Welcome Anish into the class in General English Help. Good to see you there. So part 2, it's going to be more or less on one of 5 different kinds of categories. So an object, like in this case, it'll be an item that you have sold, or it could be a location, a place that you like going to in your city. It could be about a person that you spend lots of time with, for instance. Could be an event, like a happy childhood memory. Or it could be an idea, like an idea to unite people in your neighborhood or bring them together, like doing a barbecue or a picnic. So it's going to be one of those 5 categories, okay? Object, place, person, event, or idea. And each of these 5 kind of have a unique or specific way to present and talk, as you will learn very shortly. When you're talking about an object, you need to describe what it looks like, its origin, where it comes from. You need to talk about its use, so how do you use it, right? What is it used for, its function, and its importance. So what does it assist you with in life, or how does it help a person? So all of those important points. Today, of course, is May 13th, and we are again taking this lesson and materials from our website, aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com, for lots of help with the IELTS exam. Be sure to visit us there. This is our academic IELTS website here at aehelp.com. All you need to do to join our premium IELTS course is click on that Join Now button there. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access, and it's absolutely well worth it. You can use the discount code that I'm about to give you. It's Better9. Better9. This is coming from one of our recent HD releases on our YouTube channel. Better9 will get you a 25% discount. Same thing on the General IELTS Help channel. Click the big red button to join the Premium IELTS package, and then use the code Better9. And as you can see here, I've already applied it. In different countries, the cost is different. So check it out. Okay, check it out. It's a great way to help improve. We're going to use our website, AE Help, today in this class to do a bit of speaking. So I see Gulshan Kumar says, "Sir, tomorrow is my speaking test." Gulshan, I wish you good luck. Fingers crossed for your test tomorrow. Gulshan, we will do speaking practice in this class, and you will be able to volunteer. So you can volunteer to speak with me and try this speaking part 2. I'll be looking for you, Gulshan, okay? Give you a little bit of confidence going into your speaking exam. Students, we are an official IELTS Test Registration Center certified agents. I myself am a certified British Council agent, so I have a pretty good idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, jumping back to our syllabus here. syllabus, our course outline. We have apps, right? Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help. Check out those apps in your app stores. Of course, Instagram, IELTS _A Help, GIELTS Help. And if you have questions, Adrian at aehelp.com. That's my email. It's my name. You can send me a message. By the way, students, we have a very special class coming up on Sunday. We've got 2 more classes tomorrow. And we've got a special class on Lighthall. Lighthall is a new platform for live streaming teaching. It's specifically designed for that. And we're one of the early beta testers, which is really kind of fun and exciting. We've looked at it. It's looking good. So check out Lighthall, everybody. I put the link into the chat there, so you can click on it a little bit easier. You don't have to type in this super long URL. You can see the link right there in the chat, so you can sign up for that class on Sunday. If you're not sure that you're going to make it, whatever, just sign up for the class. Hey, if you make it, great. If you don't, it's a free class, so no worries, right? Don't panic. Okay. All right. So I am looking at the chat. I'm looking at what all of you are doing. I'm looking at the general English chat as well. Don't you worry. So just Paul, Anish. I'm going to, Anish, the time in English is written with the colon, not with the period. Okay, good question there. All right, so let's get into today's speaking, a cue card. So when you're in your IELTS speaking test, the examiner for part 1 will ask you about 5-6 questions. They will ask to see your identification, usually your passport. They will ask your name. They will ask maybe about your hobbies, your work, your school, and then some kind of a general topic like flowers that you buy or animals that you like, something like that. And once speaking part 1 is done, they will say, okay, that is the end of speaking part 1. We will now continue with speaking part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions, and usually it's a booklet. You'll see them open up a booklet, and they put a booklet in front of you. And then that booklet has the cue card. The cue card also has 5 to 6 questions, and then the examiner will say, you have 1 minute to look at these questions, think about your answers. You can take notes in the 1 minute if you wish, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start, when to stop. And then they'll read the topic of the cue card. Talk about an item that you have sold. And then they'll say your 1 minute preparation time begins now. And they time your 1 minute exactly. So they'll give you exactly 1 minute, 60 seconds. Doesn't seem like a lot of time, but if you're calm and if you're focused, it's a lot of time because it's 61 thousands. So what I mean by that is when we count seconds in English, we go 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. It takes about a second to say 1,000. That's why we do that. So if you count to 61,000, it's a lot. So it's a lot of time. Don't try it now, but you know that can give you a bit of a better feeling about the 60-second preparation time. So as long as you know what you're doing, you're good. Okay. All right. Talk about an item that you have sold. Step 1, always students, step 1 is read the question carefully. Twice. Okay. It's not a lot of text. It's easy to do. You make sure that you understand it. Okay. So here we go, everyone. Read with me. Talk about an item that you have sold. Past tense, item, present perfect. I'm recognizing all of that, right? So past tense, present perfect, about me. Okay, an item that I sold, all right? It's not past, present, future, okay? Careful with that. That advice works for some questions, but not all questions. So pay attention to the question. Okay, what is this item? What did you use it for? When and where did you sell it? Why did you decide to sell it? And how do you feel about the sale? So we've got 1 question, 2 questions, 3, 4 questions, 5 questions, 6 questions. Okay, so at this point I've recognized that there are 6 questions I have to answer. Okay, you have to answer all the questions to get full marks on this part of the cue card. Okay. Anish, we'll get to that in just a moment, all right? So again, what is the item? What did you use it for? When and where did you sell it? Why did you decide to sell it? And how do you feel? So this question is mostly past and present. No future, okay? If you start talking about the future, the examiner will stop you. Okay? All right, don't waste time in speaking part 2. Don't talk about useless information. It's very important, all right? Okay, Jaya, don't use mobile phone, all right? When you're asked to talk about an object, don't talk about your mobile phone. It's too common and too complex. All right, we'll talk a bit more in a second here about how to choose the items that you have sold, okay? All right, so here we go. Step 1, read the question carefully twice. Step 2, we've already done step 2. So step 2, ooh, that got really tiny. All right, step 2 is identify the category and the tenses. And we've already done that, okay? So in this case, it's an object. Object, you have to include the appearance, its origin, its use, and its importance. Okay? And we know the tense. The tense here is past and some present. Okay, which means we're using past, past perfect, present perfect, and continuous forms. All right, here comes important step 3. Think of 2 or 3 possible choices and choose the best one. How do you know which one's the best one? Easy to talk about. Lots of information. And original. That's why mobile phone is not a good one. It's not original. It's not actually that easy to talk about. Okay. All right. Deep says an air conditioner. Yeah, sure. That's a good one. I like it. Air conditioner. Okay, what else? Car is maybe tricky. I wouldn't choose a car because car, again, could be pretty difficult to talk about when you're talking about a sale. There's a lot of unique language and vocabulary. Bike could be good. Yadav, school books, old furniture. Be specific. What old furniture? Like a couch? Dining room table? Chairs. Okay, so just saying furniture is not specific enough. So easy to talk about, lots of information, original, and I should say specific. You can't just be like, I've sold some furniture. Like what? Coffee table, couch, dresser. Okay, so Amu says 3D printer. Amu, careful. Could be difficult. Laptop also could be difficult. Okay. AJ, watch. What kind of a watch? Smart watch. It's kind of like a smartphone. It's kind of difficult to talk about. Simran says a refrigerator. Sure, I think we did that a long time ago. We talked about a freezer that we sold. Yeah. Sofa. All right. Car and Beer says guitar. Again, careful, Car and Beer. Guitar could be difficult. Critique says Bluetooth headphones. Sure. So yeah, Bluetooth headphones. Sure. Let's be specific. Sony MX 4000 headphones could be difficult to talk about. Make sure you know the language. All right. Deep says air conditioner is best. Deep, did you suggest that? Are you voting for your own suggestion, Deep? I think you are. Okay. All right. Okay. Ghazi says truck tires. Ghazi, in fact, I'm looking for size 16 off-road truck tires. So you're too far from me. But yeah, it looks like you're talking about 17. So truck tires. Tires. Yeah, car tires could be good. Not a whole car, but maybe just something for the car, like car tires. That could be a lot more interesting. Absolutely. Okay. It's not a precious item, Superpower. It's an item that you sold. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's choose one here. TV, surround sound, Anish, those are all good ideas. Now you're getting lots of ideas. Again, students, you don't need lots, you just need 3. So if you thought of air conditioner, bike, dining room table, and chairs, you're good to go. Let's go with dining room table and chairs today. Okay. I think that's a good one. You'll see why. So I think there's lots of information. You don't need lots of English to talk about it, okay? Lots of info. Easy to talk about. And it's original. Okay? That's it. So we've got that. We've got our topic. Good. Now this happens fast, right? In the real IELTS, you know, these first 3 steps, 15 seconds, okay? So first 3 steps only takes 15 seconds. (15 to 20 seconds). Okay? Shouldn't take you more than that, all right? If you know what you're doing, you should be pretty quick there, all right? Okay, so next step, step 4, is useful notes. Okay, now when you're doing your useful notes, think about the elements of describing an object, right? So first is the appearance. What does it look like? Okay, so what is your dining room? Sorry, I thought I dropped something there. What does your dining room table set look like? All right. So let's all work for the same, and then when we do our live speaking practice here in a minute, you'll be able to choose different topics, but let's focus on this one so that you all get a good idea of what to do. So Simran says brown. Sure, you don't need to write down color. Okay, so it's brown. What does it look like? Give me some info. Use your vocabulary. Okay, Trinda says it's a circle. We don't say circle, Trinda, so good practice here. We don't say circle, we say round, and it's wood. Okay, so it's a round table, right? We usually don't say circular for the dining room tables. We say that it's a round table. Think about the round table, King Arthur and the round table of the 12 knights. Reno says it could be oval shaped. Yeah, oval is okay too. Okay, see it in front of you. Ghazi says it's a square table with glass surface. Those are all good. Okay. All right. Brown, round, wood frame, glass. Sure, we've got some glass going on. Okay, nice. Miles says it's oak. Yeah, the more description, the better your score is going to be. You know what I'm surprised about, everyone, is that none of you have said how big it is, how many seats. What's the size of it, the dimensions? Okay, so saying that it's round and it's brown and it's made of oak wood and there's some glass as well that's integrated, like glass surface, that's all fine, but what's the size of it? So if I'm listening to it and I can't see it, then I need to know the size. Let's say it's 4 chairs. You'll see why in a second. Okay, so use your imagination. Think quick. You're going to see. Why do you think? Let's see if some of you can be. Let's see if some of you can read Adrian's mind. Why did I say 4 chairs and not 6 chairs? What do you think? What's my logic for saying 4 chairs and not 6 chairs? I think some of you will figure it out. Why I said it doesn't accommodate 6 people. Aha! Very good. Pabitra Thapa. Boom. You got a huge thumbs up from me. For upgrading, yeah, it's my reason for selling it, right? I need a bigger table because my family has maybe gotten bigger and I have more guests coming over and I need to upgrade. So that's the reason that I sold it, right? Okay, so yep, Pabitra, I can feel you inside my head. You're following my logic, right? Okay, good. So it's brown, round, oak wood frame, glass surface, 4 chairs, good. Even the chairs, you can say good back support. Soft cushion for sitting. Okay. All right, so that's the appearance, and then what do I use it for? Sorry, before the so where did I get it? Okay, what's the origin? And give me this information. So when you're doing your notes, this should be fast. Okay, use your symbols where you can. So IKEA, got it in my 20s for 300 bucks. Okay, don't overthink it. Okay, you don't have to get lost on these. Yeah, mall is so funny, eh? IKEA is doing a good job of advertising internationally. IKEA. Okay, so and its function, what I use it for. Now, of course, you know, you're going to think about eating, so you don't have to write down eating. If you're going to write down eating, write down something like breakfast and dinner, okay, or supper. All right, so write down something useful. But what else do you use it for? So what else might you use your dining room table for that's not like, you know, that you don't think of right away, like eating, okay? Obviously, eating is going to be in your head, okay? Okay, Sibran says children do homework. Sure. Preparing for studies. Okay, Mal says entertainment. What kind of entertainment? Yep, Hadil says for studying. Okay, Hadil says got it from her furniture store 5 years ago for 200 bucks. Good. Anish says modern design. What else? Okay, Ghazi says for playing chess. Yeah, Ghazi, maybe something like board games, right? Okay, yeah, sure. Discussions, yeah, good. Sitting down for family discussions. Carolina says playing games. Yeah, definitely. Okay, why is it important? So what's the importance of having a dining room table? Okay. Okay, so just very quickly, again, they're just your notes. They don't have to be perfect. So it needs to be comfortable. You spend your important family time around the table, family moments. Okay, so you just write that down. Maybe function, you remember at this time guests as well, hosting. You host your guests. Okay, good. So you've got all of this information in step 4. Now you've got step 5. You've got one more step coming. What is step 5? Those of you who have been in my classes before discussing part 2 cue card, getting high marks, should know very quickly what step 5 is. What is step 5? And if you've got step 5 going, then yeah, you can give me the answer for step 5 even. So what is it? Mi Yen says first sentence. Very good, Mi Yen. So develop your first sentence. Prepare your first sentence so that you can start talking right away. When the examiner says your 1 minute preparation time is up, please begin speaking. And then that will also help you to start confidently. Okay, so you want to have that first sentence ready. Okay, good. I'm going to prepare my first sentence and you do the same. Okay, so all right. I'm just gonna, your first sentence doesn't need to be tricky. The most important about your first sentence is it needs to answer the topic question directly. Question directly and with detail. So please, 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 everyone, don't start your response by saying, I have sold a lot of objects in my life. Oh, really? No. Don't say, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Okay? So do not say, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. They're not giving you an opportunity to speak today. You paid for it when you registered for your IELTS exam, first of all. And secondly, it's just kind of weird to say that. Okay? Or do not say, I have sold many objects. In my life. But the one that I particularly remember is the, okay, don't do that. These are templates and IELTS examiners do not like them. Okay, you can't get full marks this way. All right. So you have to start directly and clearly. And if you see a YouTube video that starts like this, it's because they don't know what they're talking about. They haven't actually sat the IELTS exam. They just heard it from somebody else that that's what you should do. And then they copied the bad information. And that's bad information. So don't do that. Your question has to be direct, okay? Just like you, the examiner likes direct answers. I don't know about you, but I like direct answers. I don't like it when people talk about this and that when I'm asking them about one specific idea. I think most of us will agree that we like direct communication in most cases. Okay, we don't like when people just talk about the moon and the stars. We say, get to the point. I don't have time, right? Okay, there is no general line, Harambir. You have to be specific, you have to be original if you want full marks, okay? And if you want the full 2 minutes, okay? Okay. All right. So yeah, if you can say, Akira saying, can I say something like, I don't usually sell my belongings, but several months ago I sold my car. Don't use the word things, Akira, but you can say, I don't often sell my belongings, but that's okay. That's direct. That's still direct. You're just telling me that you're not big on selling your belongings, okay? Rashika says, an object I have sold to my friend recently was my dining room set. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, Rano, I love you too, man. Thanks for sending out the positive vibes. Okay, Simranjit said, I sold my dining room furniture last month. Yeah, Simranjit, very good. That works. Okay. Angel is asking, if you have written your guide in a paper provided by the examiner, can you look at that while you're answering? Absolutely. That's why it's there. You can look at your note paper. In fact, you should. You shouldn't be writing down notes if you're not going to use them. Okay. All right, so again, back to the original question here. Talk about an item that you have sold. What is the item? What did you use it for? When and where did you sell it? Why did you decide to sell it? And how do you feel about the sale? Okay, so here we go, using our notes. Okay, so our notes here very clearly. We've got the appearance, the origin, the function there. So that's what we want to go through right now, okay? So the examiner says, okay, Rano, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. And so you begin. And you say, about 6 months ago, I sold my old dining room set. I mean, my table and 4 chairs to a very nice gentleman. Then you simply take this information and you create sentences from it, okay? Now, it doesn't have to be in the exact order that you wrote it here, but you can, okay? So I'm going to go with origin here together with the description. You can write these sentences as I'm doing it, and then we can compare, okay? Use your best grammar and vocabulary. So I got this set from IKEA in my early 20s when I moved out of my parents' home, and I bought it for about $300 at that time. This was a wooden frame table, round, and had a glass piece in the middle. It came with 4 comfortable chairs that had high back support. Over the years, it had served me well during my time in university and for the first few years of marriage or married life. Okay, let's see, anybody coming up with some sentences? Okay. Pargat, you can absolutely mention features of this. I mean, you're talking about an object and I'm your listener, your audience. I need to see what that object looks like, okay? It shouldn't just be inside your head. It should be inside the listener's head. Your goal for good communication for a band 9 score on the speaking is to enable your listener, your audience, to picture clearly what you're talking about, okay? An Huang says, last week I sold one of my family's objects. That was dining room table, which had stayed with us for 6 years. Okay, An, that's good writing there. Okay. All right, Karambir says, I have randomly chosen one website to sell that item. Okay, Karambir, sure, yeah. I listed my dining room set for sale on usedvictoria.com for $100 about 6 months ago. I had decided to upgrade to a larger table with 6 chairs as our family has grown in size with the addition of my 2 daughters. Okay. We had used the table and chairs for not only breakfast, lunch, and supper, but also for playing games, study and work, as well as hosting guests and having discussions. Okay. All right, so I'm moving along nicely, and again, you're thinking like, oh, where's Adrian getting all of this information from? Okay, well, again, simply I'm just going through the appearance that's here in my notes. I'm going through the origin, where I got this object from. This is where I just use this information of breakfast, dinner, supper, children for homework, board games. Okay. And then the importance, comfort, important family moments. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm keeping in mind the original cue card questions, okay? So remember the original cue card questions. What is this item? Have I answered it? Yes, okay? So check mark, okay? What did I use it for? Have I answered this question? Yes, check mark. So I'm looking at these and I'm making sure that I'm answering. When and where did you sell it? I sold it through Used Victoria about 6 months ago, so I answered that question as well. Okay. Why did you decide to sell it? I definitely answered that question also. Okay, so I needed to upgrade. All right. How do you feel about the sale? I haven't really answered that question yet. So let's do this again. I haven't really answered that question yet. So I'm going to, give an answer there. So be direct, especially with the last questions. It's really good to be direct. Okay. So I have somewhat mixed feelings about selling this set because I have so many fond memories from university and family life. However, I am happy to have a much larger table and more chairs now, and I'm looking forward to many new memories with the new addition to the dining room. Okay. All right, so that's kind of it there. Now, if I still have time, I can talk more. Okay, if the examiner hasn't stopped me yet, if it's not a whole 2 minutes, I can expand more. I can talk more about the sale, who I sold it to. All right, hopefully you can now see me again and hear me again, and it's all good. Okay, let me pop out the chat. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it takes a minute to reestablish that connection between YouTube and the streaming software. So thank you for your patience. All right. And unfortunately, I lost some of the writing as well, but that is okay. Okay. All right. So let me pin this chat and we will get going here. All right, there we go. Okay, yeah, everything should be good. All right. Okay. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Yeah? And I'm small again. Thanks, Carolina. I'll make myself big. There we go. How about now? Better? Okay. All right. Okay, and everybody can hear me okay. All right, so yeah, let's take a quick peek back just to refresh at the card. So we're looking at these questions here. So what is the item? So it's an item that we have sold. What did you use it for? When and where did you sell it? Why did you decide to sell it? And how do you feel about the sale? Okay. So the examiner says your 1 minute preparation time is up and you begin speaking. So repeat after me, okay? About 6 months ago, I sold my old dining room set, I mean my table and 4 chairs, to a very nice gentleman. I got this set from IKEA in my early 20s when I moved out of my parents' home, and I bought it for about $300 at that time. This was a wooden frame table. Got the stream back, and everything's good. Let's see if we recover here. Let me do a quick refresh of this page. All right. Okay, you see me again. That's good. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take a bit of pressure off the system here, guys, and I'm going to just stream to one channel. Maybe YouTube isn't liking the idea of multi-channel streaming, which is fine. Okay, so one more time, and you know, funny enough, glitch here, glitch there, but repetition is good practice. So here we go. One more time, the question. Talk about an item that you have sold. What is this item? What did you use it for? When and where did you sell it? Why did you decide to sell it? And how do you feel about the sale? Okay, so we want to, again, give a clear, complete answer. And we want to be able to keep it to about 2 minutes. So you need to give all of the pieces within that 90-second to 2-minute time. I'm just pinning the chat here if you're wondering what I'm multitasking on. Okay, so here we go. Again, repeat after me. About 6 months ago, I sold my old dining room set. I mean, my table and 4 chairs to a very nice gentleman. I got this set from IKEA in my early 20s when I moved out from my parents' home, and I bought it for about $300 at the time. This was a wooden frame table, round, and had a glass piece in the middle. It came with 4 comfortable chairs that had high back support. Over the years, it had served me well during my time in university and for the first few years of married life. I listed my dining room set for sale on Used Victoria and sold it for $100. Okay, now just keep repeating. I had used my dining room set not only for eating purposes like breakfast, lunch, dinner, but also for discussions, playing board games, and doing my homework. However, it was time to upgrade because now there are 4 of us in the family with the birth of my 2 daughters, and we need more space. So we had decided to buy a larger table with 6 chairs. Okay. So you keep going and then make sure you answer all the questions. Again, pay attention to that last question. How do you feel about the sale? So the sale was bittersweet. I was sad to see my old table go because I have so many great memories using it. However, I am happy about having a new table because it's more comfortable and there's definitely enough space for the entire family. Okay, so lots of details. Okay, everyone, the reason why I did not give up today, and I have a feeling that it might be this multi-streaming because that's causing these issues, because since I've been streaming to the General English channel simultaneously, that's when I think these have happened. Anish, I know the General is not working, and the reason I'm not using the General right now is because I have a feeling that that's why YouTube and OBS are freezing. It doesn't like this multi-channel streaming. So I'm going to try it for the next few days without streaming on General English Help channel, but I will just upload the live classes there. So that's the way I'll do it. Okay, so we'll see. If it freezes again, we know that's not the problem. If it doesn't, then that could be the reason that it's been happening over the last little while. Okay. All right, so having said that, everyone, let's give a chance to at least a couple of our viewers to answer this cue card, and I will give you some feedback, okay? So it's time for us to practice with some viewers, and this is what we're going to do. So we are going to go to our academic IELTS website here, create an account by hitting this join now or try demo button, okay, and then go to your My Student account. Once you're in your My Student account, then what we want to do is we want to hit this Student Partner Speaking. And once we're in Student Partner Speaking, then you will see me in here as Master. Okay, send me a message and say, hey, I want to try this speaking cue card, and then I will reach out to you and you can speak to me. We'll do the cue card together. It's a great way to build confidence. And then I will give you feedback and I will give you a score estimate on roughly what your IELTS score would be, okay? All right, I can see that Ghazi's here, which is great. Make sure you've enabled your microphone and your speaker on the website as well. Okay. Amrit, you're in here again. That's great. Good for you. Lots of practice makes perfect. All right. I do want to give a couple other people a chance here, Amrit and me, but hang in there. You never know. All right. I know Ghazi is really excited to practice. All right. Are you ready for some practice? Rashika says, no confidence, thank you. But Rashika, I think your English is great. Ghazi says, why not?
Hello, Adrian.
Hi, Ghazi, how are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
Ugh. Aside from some of these technical issues, which I'm always
Yeah.
never happy about,
You
I'm
see.
doing pretty good. I think I'm pushing the system too hard, doing multi-streaming to two sites and
So
everything.
you see,
I think I have to just step back a little bit, and
yeah,
maybe the
exactly. Yeah,
tech's not there yet. Anyhow,
but the
okay.
thing will go okay. So
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to try to do just AE help for the next little bit, or academic English help. Okay.
yeah,
All right, Ghazi. So part two, cue card. It's kind of the part that, a lot of people are worried about because you have to keep talking and talking.
yeah,
But a good way to break through that barrier is to practice. So let's
yeah.
do that now.
Okay,
So
we'll try. That's the first experience actually with the two part of the speaking.
second part of the
The
speech.
second part of the speaking, yeah,
Mhm.
is the most difficult one, I think.
Yeah, no worries. Again, what you want to focus on, Ghazi, is just to go
Yeah,
through those steps of it's an object, what does it look
yeah,
like, where did I get it from, what do I use it for, why is it important for me, and then you're good to go. And
yeah,
of course, keep the cue card in mind. So keep the question in mind, an item that you have sold, right? So
yeah,
if you'd like, you can talk about the same kind of idea, dining room set, tables and chairs, or if you want a bit more of a challenge, or if you feel more comfortable, you can choose a different concept. Like I think you suggested the car tires. So you can try that if you want.
yeah.
Up to you.
Was
Okay.
okay. Now with the table and chairs, that's okay. It's not a problem. So
Sure.
we'll talk about them. Yeah.
Okay. So let me grab the questions here so you can see them while I type. And then I will start you off here, okay? So here we go. That is the end of part one. We will now continue with part two. For part two, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to prepare your answers, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start and when to stop. Talk about an item that you have sold. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Real-time movie magic. Your 1 minute preparation time is up, Ghazi. Please begin speaking.
Yeah, actually, the items I sold was a table with four chairs. I sold them in the last year. To be accurate, in the last June. It was a heavy table with made of wood, and we were use it for studying and playing games like chess and other games. And absolutely, we use it. The main use for dining, uh, for breakfast and supper, and yeah, it was a heavy table and with a good shape. It was made of wood with surface glass. The size of the table was about 2 meter time 2. and I sold them with the good conditions. Actually, I sold them by my page on the Facebook. Uh, I find a buyer on the Facebook, and I asked about $200. Then he paid $100. Uh, Actually, I wasn't satisfied much about the price. Also, because I have a lot of memory with these items. Uh, and the good thing also because I could buy another one, and it was bigger than the previous one. Uh,
Okay, your 2 minutes is up. I will stop you there, and we will now continue with part three. For this part, I will ask you a couple more questions related to the topic of part two. All right, not bad, Ghazi. First attempt at part two. Good for you. Big thumbs up. I hope everybody is throwing a
yeah,
big
even I didn't
thumbs
use
up out
any
there.
notes, Adrian. Thank you, but
Yeah,
there's
no
any
notes. That's fine.
notes at front of me. So
It's also good to
yeah,
practice Ghazi with no notes just in your head
yeah,
and then going through those appearance. And I felt that you were doing that, like you went through the appearance, the origin, and so
yeah.
on. So let me show you this. You actually missed the origin, by the way, a little bit. So
Yeah, I tried to go with them in order, but yeah,
you have to
yes,
practice. Yeah, it's challenging.
yeah,
So you said actually the items I sold was a table with 4 chairs, so that's fine. And you said I sold them in the last year, to be accurate, in the last June. A couple of small grammatical mistakes here, Ghazi, and a little bit unnatural language, but mostly I can understand what you're saying. I would say that your band score is from a 5.5 to a 6, closer to a 5.5 for this part
yeah,
two. Okay.
yeah,
The reason why is because you had some awkward language. You could have been a bit faster so that you can say more information. For a band score like a band 7 or 7.5, you need to be able to say about twice as much information in this amount of time.
okay,
Okay, so 2 times more information.
yeah,
And you also had some repetition, like you said, heavy table made of wood at the beginning.
yeah,
And then you said heavy table with made of wood again a little bit later on. So you had a few instances of repetition. Repetition tends to decrease the score because you're basically just saying the same information, and
yeah.
you're not picking up lexical resource marks or any other points for grammatical range or accuracy. You want to be careful, Ghazi, with saying information like with a good shape. Okay. What's a good shape for you?
For the table, I mean all the items together, like a table with
Do,
chairs.
do you mean like it was in good condition?
Yeah, usually we say in good condition. They're good shape in general. I don't know the
Yeah,
design of the
that's what was unclear for me. So I wasn't sure if you're talking about the shape like it's circular or
yeah, like
oval
a
shape or
design,
square.
Yeah,
Okay.
the design of the table.
Okay, or sometimes we say it's in good shape. If you say it's in good shape, it means it's in good condition. So this was
Yeah,
confusing for me what you're actually talking about. Okay, so you have to be careful. Instead of good shape, you have to say the shape. It was a heavy table, round shaped. Okay.
yes, a good shape for me, but for the buyers is in good conditions. We said when
Yeah.
you
So you
sell.
have to have clarity there, right?
Yeah,
And the size of the table is 2 meters by 2. It's 2 by 2 meters. Okay,
two
not
by
2 meters by 2, but 2 by 2 meters.
okay.
So the measure comes at the end
Yeah,
of it.
they
It's
use
just it's these small little pieces, right, that you have to
mm,
chisel out.
Okay.
But overall, it was quite good. I found a buyer on Facebook that was nice. It was accurate. Okay.
Mm.
And you said you found a bigger one. That was good too. So overall, you're in the right direction. More
Yeah.
information, more fluency, and work on removing those slight little oddities that will come through practice. Okay,
Yeah.
Ghazi?
Yeah. Thank you, Adrian. Yeah, Adrian. I felt before I end my talk, I felt there is some time I have to continue to talk. So in this case, can I go off the topic
No,
in order to keep
no.
talk for 2 minutes, or
No, no, no,
does
no,
not?
no, no. Definitely not. If you've said everything, no, definitely
Yeah.
not. You have to stay on topic. If you go off topic, they will definitely stop you at that point, and you will lose even more marks. So you have to keep talking about it,
Yeah.
and you have to stay on topic. If
Okay.
at least stay close. So talk about your new dining room set, right? Like the new dining room set, there are 6 chairs. I got it for $1,000. And it fits my family comfortably, even though I miss my old dining room set that I sold. So kind of go back to the topic. I'm happy that we can now have more guests over. We
Yeah.
can have bigger dinners. With the old table, we always just had
Yeah.
a small group, small dinners. So you kind of go back to the old one, but you can't go off topic. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
That is a good advice. Yeah.
Ghazi, good work. Keep it up and have a great
Thank you.
weekend.
I appreciate that. See you tomorrow.
Bye. All right, that was Ghazi. That was a good job answering part 2. All right, let's take one more person. Here is Jamal. Jamal wants to try. Okay, Jamal, are you ready? All right, and thank you for the thumbs up, everybody, for Ghazi. That's fantastic. Okay. Jamal says, of course.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Jamal. How are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks. Jamal, where are you calling from?
I'm from Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan.
Sorry,
I had one time
Go ahead.
to talk with you.
Yeah, I kind of remember your name. It was a while ago, though, wasn't it?
Thank you. My conversation with you, I showed to my friends, and they, how can I say, they liked it.
Awesome.
Uh,
That's great. I'm glad you
yes, they
reviewed it.
didn't. Thank you. They didn't believe uh, in begin, but after they saw it, they believed.
That's great. The proof is in the pudding, as they say, Jamal. The proof is in the pudding.
Yes.
Hard evidence. All right, Jamal. Okay, so let's get you some more proof here. Some more recording proof. All right, let's go back to part 2 cue card. Talk about an item that you have sold. And the
Okay.
same as what we just did with Ghazi. So you can answer with the same choice. So talking about a dining room set, tables and chairs. Or if you want, you can talk about a different item that you sold. If you talk about a different item that you sold, keep the same kind of logic and structure. So talk about, what it looks like, where you got it from, how you use that item, and then the importance, all within the context of having sold it months
Okay.
ago, years ago. Okay, so I will start you off here just like the real examiner. Okay, so here we go. That is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to prepare, and you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. You can take notes in the 1 minute if you wish. Talk about an item that you have
Okay.
sold. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Fast forward in time. Your 1 minute preparation time is up, Jamal. Please begin speaking.
Okay. This one, is my old phone. It was my old phone, um, and I sold it because
Nope. Did we lose Jamal? What happened? Jamal, you sold it because you left me hanging. I'm so excited to learn why you sold it. Okay, let me see what's going on.
not bad phone.
Oh, Jamal, I lost you there for a second. Can you go back and start one more time?
Okay, I sold it cheap from this from this. Uh,
No, right from the beginning. It's actually a golden opportunity to have a second chance. So go right from the beginning.
okay. um, right from beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, can you please repeat the questions? Uh,
Yeah, it's talk about an item that you have sold. I think we're losing your
I'm
connection.
very sorry. Can you repeat?
That's okay, Jamal. It's totally
Yes,
fine.
because I joined from phone. My computer has broken. If you want, we can stop here. Next time I can join with computer.
Yeah, for sure. Phones are a bit trickier because especially if you're using data, they're not quite as powerful as a PC. So we can do that. The other thing you can also do, Jamal, and this is for everybody, is when you're practicing your part 2, we do give kind of free band score assessments, so you can record your answer in MP3 format. And then you can send it to my email. So my email is adrian@aehelp.com. You can send an MP3 of your part 2 answer, and then I can tell you at least what band score you would get. Okay?
Now or after lesson?
No, I'd suggest doing it after the lesson. Yeah, for now, just pay attention. We'll grab somebody else. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Thanks,
Adrian.
Jamal. Bye. All right, everyone. So Jamal giving a good effort, though, even though he's using his phone. Okay. All right. Let's see. Verberton. I'd love to volunteer. Are you ready? Yes. Yeah. I mean, sometimes if you have a good phone and you have a good internet connection, it can still work. But definitely, highly recommend using a PC laptop with Wi-Fi connection, or better yet, a LAN connection. I think one of the reasons YouTube was acting up for me was because I have a great connection, but I was really pushing it with the multi-streaming. So hopefully that won't happen again. Okay. All right. QWERTY keyboard. Don't stress about it too much. All right. Not getting anything from Verberton, which is fine. Okay. Anybody else in here? Let's see. If Me is still in here. I think Me. Okay. Are you ready? We had a good discussion with Me in the earlier class, in the reading class, and he's been in here very patiently. So let's give her a chance if she wants to have a go at this. Part 2 speaking, and Mia has been a member now for quite some time too of our channel. Okay, Mia, here we go. Hi, Mia.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to hear your voice again. I respect the fact that you're, giving good effort, continuously volunteering. That's the way to do it. That leads to success in life. So good for you. Okay, Me, let's do this. So you have a good idea, I'm sure, about what's going on and the topic of the cue card. It's talking about an item that you have sold. Let me copy this and then stick it in below, and then I'll start you off, okay?
Okay.
All right. So Me, talk about an item that you have sold. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
3 years ago, I sold my dining tables with 4 chairs to one of my best friend, May. Um, this was a wooden table. There was also a piece of glass on the top of it, and this was a table with storage. Therefore, I can put a lot of pauses of tissues, snacks, and candies. And chairs are very comfortable and they are very soft. I really enjoyed sitting there after school, and I bought this dining set in the Happy Home Furniture store, which is really near from my house, and I bought it about $300. And this was the place where my family had breakfast, lunch, and dinners for the past 5 years. And my brothers and me also enjoyed sitting on the chairs and studying and playing games. But then my brothers got married and gave birth to two children, and therefore my we need to have a bigger table. And fortunately, my friends come to my house, and he suggested to buy the dining table for $150, and I'm happy to make the deal. And after selling the table, I feel a little bit sad because I really miss the table. But then I feel happy because finally I will have a new and bigger tables that can
Okay, your 2 minutes is up. I'm going to stop you there and we will continue with part 3. Okay, so you talked for about 2 minutes there, me. So that was good, and that was good. That was nice and fluent. So that was easily a band 6.5 ish, 6.5. You had a lot of content. You were fluent. Band 6 means that you're fluent, which is good, and you're moving from fluent to a good user of the English language, which is nice as well. You have some it's, I know it's not good to compare people to each other, but it makes things clearer. So if I compare you to Ghazi, who we heard moments ago, similarly to Ghazi, you also have some slight oddities in your grammar and in your language. The reason why you get about a band more than Ghazi is because that's how much more fluent you are. So your mistakes are about the same, but your fluency is easily a band higher. You had about twice as much content as what I was saying to Ghazi. So what you need to do, and if Ghazi's listening, this is also for him as well, is you want to always record your part 2 responses and then listen back me and make corrections. So write it down and correct the language, correct the grammar. Also me, I noticed something interesting. The more you spoke, the better you got. So the more accurate you got, the more natural your language was. So by the end, when you started to say, fortunately, my friend came over and suggested to me to sell the table and she bought it for $150. And then you said, I feel a little bit sad to see the table go. That was actually really natural language. And that last part, like if I just take the last 20 or 30% of your answer, was actually like a band 7.75. Because it was fluent and clear and accurate. Okay?
Okay.
Following me? So you want all of it to be clear. Now the good news for you, me, in the IELTS is that you are already speaking at this point because you had all of part 1. So I think that in the real exam, if we started with part 1, you'd actually be doing a better job at part 2. So for you, me, it's really important to show up to the exam early and practice with somebody before the test so that you reach your maximum English level. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
It's very important because I can definitely tell that your English gets better the more you speak. Okay. You get more comfortable, you get more fluent. So you said 3 years ago, I sold my dining tables. That was weird. It's table, not tables.
Yeah.
Unless you sold more than one, but I'm pretty sure you just meant to say one, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
no tables, table with 4 chairs to one of my best friends. This was a wooden table with a glass piece that was good. It was good description. Then you said this was a table with storage. I'm not sure why you decided to say that. And I think that kind of got you into trouble. So in part 2, and this is important advice for everybody who's listening, careful not to get too fancy. Are you following me, Me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. If you get too fancy, it's easy to get really confusing, and the examiner's gonna be like, "What?" So you said storage, and then I kind of followed you, like you said that you could put napkins and some candies or something. I think what you're saying is like the table has a drawer. Is that what you wanted to say?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's the word that you'd be looking for, is the drawer, right? So this table actually has a couple of drawers, which is a little bit strange for a dining room table. I think most dining room tables don't have drawers as far as I know, but what do I know? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in Vietnam they usually have a drawer. In Canada, definitely not. So you won't be sticking candies into your dining room table. So I think that was too much. So careful not to go into that detail. You can do that if you finish speaking and you still have time and the examiner's looking at you like, oh, do you want to say anything else? Then you might say something like, oh, and the dining room set that I sold to my friend, what I really liked about it is it had a couple of drawers where I could put some extra napkins, cutlery, and even some surprise chocolate for guests. Unfortunately, my new table doesn't have that. So you can expand, but don't go into that level of detail in the first 90 seconds, okay?
Okay.
All right. Otherwise, really good. So keep it up. Me, you're doing all the right steps. You're practicing lots. So keep going, okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Bye, Me.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. That was fantastic. So kind of showing us how it's done. All right. So I went a little bit over our usual 90-minute time, making up for some of that lost time with the technical issues that we had. And for everybody watching, I think what I'm going to do for the next few classes over the next week is I'm going to stick to just one channel streaming, so just Academic English Help, this channel that you're on right now, and hopefully that will solve that issue where maybe I'm pushing too much information through to YouTube and it's not liking it. So we'll do that. But again, thank you so much everyone for your participation. That was fantastic. Did you find that this last few minutes they were a little bit smoother, that I wasn't streaming to 2 channels at the same time? Did you have better visibility? Was I clear? Was the voice better? So let me know how you felt about that, because that helps me. Okay. All right. I'll put in Sunday's link again, Amrit, for sure. Okay. I'm really excited to try this new platform. That's why this company decided to create this new platform, because YouTube's okay. And somebody says, oh no, YouTube's the best, but I don't know. I think there's improvement, room for improvement. Okay. Me says, I think it's the same. Akbar Shak says, yeah, it's clear. Carolina says, for me, it was the same. So, okay, I'll keep that in mind. There's the link for Sunday's class, but I will be back tomorrow with writing task 2 for members and speaking part 3 for everyone. Okay, so that's for tomorrow. Again, remember everybody, for lots more help, visit us at aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gltshelp.com for general IELTS. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria. Have an awesome rest of your day, or have great sleep if it's getting late in your country. Bye for now.